In this video, I'm going to show you how to do these vertical stripe illusion knit gloves. And what that means is when you look at it this way, you're going to see stripes in that direction. But watch this. Now the stripes are in the other direction. This is a very fun technique. You can do all kinds of things with it, different images. I just wanted to do a simple one to show you guys the technique and how it works. Plus, these are super friggin' adorable. Very cute. I'm a big fan. The yarn I'm using is the Caron Simply Soft Party in Black Sparkle. I don't know where my label for this one went. I'm going to say this is most likely Red Sparkle. To mark your loom, I'm just using like the little hair rubber bands, and I'm marking 2 pegs at a time. So here's your first peg and your last. I got those ones, skip to those ones, skip to these ones, skip to those ones. I'm making a medium size, so it's not going to go beyond this. As you can see, marked, not marked, marked, not marked, marked, not marked, marked, not marked, marked. And these, not marked. We're doing a crochet chain cast on. You got your tail. We're creating a little slip knot here. You want your working yarn to be what's slipping. Working yarn behind the first peg and pull it through your slip knot and tighten that up. Take that tail, just put down on the inside. You've got your loop and the working yarn. Take that loop behind the next peg. Pull the working yarn through and tighten that up. You will have 2 strands on the back and 1 on the front here. Again, behind the peg. You do this all the way around the loom. Take your loop, put it on peg 1 and tighten it up. That is your cast on. Our first 10 rounds are garter stitch. And what that means is 1 round knit, 1 round purl. Use your knit stitch of choice. You can do the true knit stitch, you can do the flat stitch or the U-stitch. If you need it a lot bigger, you can use an E-wrap stitch, although it doesn't look as nice, in my opinion. Working yarn is right here, but that's where I put that new loop on, so I am going to go ahead and work my first round. Got 2 loops on that, which you can see they're too tight to pull them both over, which is fine. You can grab them one at a time if you need to. Purl stitch is done by taking your loom tool down through the top of the stitch that's on the peg. Catch your yarn and pull that up. You've created a new stitch. Take that old stitch off, put the new one on. I'll show you a couple more times. It's a little awkward in this little area right here. So I'll go ahead and work this one. New stitch. Okay. Working yarn is below the stitch on the peg. Loom tool down through the top of that stitch. Pull the working yarn up through. You've made a new stitch. Put that on. Work back to peg 1. That will be your round 2. And repeat your round 1 and 2 for your first 10 rounds, and that will give you your garter stitch edge. When you come back, we'll add this red yarn in. For round 11, we are adding our red yarn. I'll add it right here. going to hold it over the peg like this and knit over. Pull some yarn out. Before I work the last peg here, I'm going to make sure the black strand is on the inside of the glove. I'm grabbing the tail of the red one. Grabbing the tail of the red one, it's over the black strand. And then I'm going to hold it over the peg and the working yarn over it and knit over. That connects the red on that round, and it anchors this in a bit more, which I will weave that in when I'm done anyway. Round 12, we are using the red still. How I'm doing this is these 4 pegs right here will be the same stitch. So if you are on a round where these ones are purled, you purl all of those. If it's a knit, you knit all of those. And what I mean, yarn's coming from this peg, so I'm starting here. I will be purling 3. See if I can hold this. Which I've already showed you guys how to do those, so I can hold this a little easier. There you go. Purl that stitch, and then it's knit 2, purl 2 the rest of the way around. At the last peg, you want the black yarn on the inside. You don't want it crossing over. This peg we will purl, and then that yarn goes back and the black comes forward. Round 13 we knit. Round 14 we will be doing a ribbing, but the ribbing is the opposite, so it'll be knit 4, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2 all the way around. I will go ahead and work both of those with you. Back to that first peg, make sure the yarn is back. Kind of tighten that up. Round 14, these 4 will be knit, and then we'll go into purl 2, knit 2. The top part here is 20 rounds, so your first 10 is garter in the black, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Work those up, then we'll get to the thumb. Time for the thumb area. The thumb area is done the exact same as this top cuff. It will be in black and it will be 10 rounds. The only difference is it is done over 10 pegs instead of all of these. First step, we got to empty off this wedge. And these stitches may be tight, and that's okay. And loosen this up. We are on the purple pegs. So we're going to move up to the next set of purple pegs. Tighten that up. Add our second wedge. We want the slits facing the opposite direction. We will be working in the round. We want in between the blue pegs here. Grab your yarn, do our slip knot, and push these stitches down. It does make it a little easier. We are going to do a chain cast on for all 10 pegs of the thumb area. Do 10 rounds of garter stitch only on the thumb area. First round will be knit, second round will be purl, and you repeat that for 10 rounds. Our thumb section here is done. Now we're going to go back to working in the round. We want to get rid of this middle wedge here first. And take the stitches and just move it over. Get those ends just going down there. We're going to go back to our design we are using, and we'll be working 10 rounds. We're on the black, so it'll be 2 black, red, and we will be ending on a black set. Got the first 2 rounds done, so we're adding the red yarn back in. I'm going to make a little slip knot and put this on a peg I'm not using. And this is that first peg here. Go ahead and work up those 10 rounds. Those 10 rounds are done. Now we are starting our decrease. We are going to take the stitches off these 2 pegs here, move them over to the pegs on the wedge, loosen that up a little bit, and adjust them between the next size down. Work 2 rounds. We are at our second decrease. We are doing the same thing as before, taking the 2 stitches on the end. We're going to loosen that up, move it between the next collar down, work 2 rounds. Our final decrease, you are back to the original size you started with. You are going to work 58 rounds to get the full size. It's 58 rounds, and then we'll do 10 rounds of garter stitch, the exact same as we did the cuff, and bind off. page, I'm doing the super stretchy bind off. Skip a peg with the yarn in front and go up through, go back one and go down, skip a peg, go up, back and down, there we go, all done. Only thing left is to weave in your ends. Flip this inside out. I've got my rows marked so I didn't mess up my count. I wanted them both to be the same size. Here is the only place you have a hole that you have to sew up. I thread a tapestry needle and just go back and forth and tighten it up, weave your ends in real good. I'll put this one on and show you guys. So here we go. Move this around some so you can see the illusion effect. So if you look at it, there, it's straight. If you look at it like this, the stripes go this way. But if you look at it, see how I move it? The stripes start going the other way. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, following along. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, turn on notifications. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and again, thank you for watching.